Hello.
Hey Brett, what's up?
Oh, nothing much, Peyton. Just got back from hunting, sharpening a knife.
Catch anything good out there today?
No, didn't catch anything today. That's not really what hunting is. It's more fishing, but hey, that's all right. Yeah.
I don't know if you heard about it yet, but there's this company called, I think it's Syndicate Collectibles or something like that. I really don't know. I've never heard of it. I think it's the same company that makes the Army of Darkness statues that they just announced like a few months ago. They just announced that they're going to be doing replicas of the AOD saw.
Well, it's about time some company actually made one.
Yeah, I know, right? But since you're the chainsaw guy, everybody wants to know what you think about it, me included. So I'll send you the video and just let us know what you think. Make a post, make a video.
Yeah, I suppose I could do a video on it. Yeah, thank you for sending me the video. I think I saw Rob J. Coates post on it as well. So yeah, I'll do a video on it. That's not a problem.
All right, man. Sounds good. Talk to you later.
It's finally happened. What is up, Evil Dead fans? In this video, we're going to talk about the Syndicate Collectibles Evil Dead Chainsaw. You might be asking yourself, Brett, is this one of their chainsaws? The answer is no. But what they have out right now is a prototype. I'm gonna go over that, what I think, the details of it, things I like, things I don't like, and possibilities of modifications, and also how it also affects independent chainsaw builders. But before I get started, I do want to say it's been a long time since I've been on YouTube, because if you know me personally, this time of year, I am always hunting. I don't go to the store, I don't buy beef, I don't buy steaks, anything like that. I go out and shoot deer and fill the freezer for my family. And as of right now, my kids are deep into that. They've been into it for a few years, and they've also been hunting, so I've been out there with them, helping them out. And you might be asking yourself, Brett, did you get something? Oh, I sure did. That's what I got. Look at this sucker. Nice 4x4 muley buck, or if you're down south, this is called an 8-point. But yeah, quite large. Hitting the chainsaw, need to move that. But yeah, that's what I got this year. I got my doe tag filled out too, so I got two. Youngest son filled out his doe tag and his general deer tag, which he opted out of shooting a buck and shot a doe. My oldest son, he shot a buck this year, and he missed out on shooting his doe. And as of this recording, tomorrow morning is the last day for deer season, so Mrs. Groovy has to fill out a tag, and hopefully she does. But look at that, look at that. And when I got him, I literally pulled up to this property and got out of the truck and looked over to the property we were gonna hunt at, and right on the hillside, there he was. So my youngest son was with me, and I told him, don't move. I put all my stuff on, loaded up my gun, got into the property, of course, shot him. What's he do? This big sucker runs all the way to the back. Luckily, I was able to get him before he crossed onto other properties and had to deal with other landowners and things like that, which is a big pain in the butt. So yeah, worked out very well. Look at that. Look at that. Very happy. But we're not here to talk about this. We are here to talk about Syndicate Collectibles chainsaw. Their Evil Dead style chainsaw. Now, some people have mentioned to me it's their Army of Darkness style, and I have to disagree. Looking at the photos, and thank you again, Rob J. Coates, for the video and the photos, and all the people who have bombarded me and asked me questions about it and asking what I think about it, since I am a chainsaw guy. It's very much an Ash vs. Evil Dead style chainsaw. Number one, it has the same style home light. Now this one, again, if I haven't said it before, is a regular home light. This is the Ash vs. Evil Dead style. Now this body line right here is very Ash vs. Evil Dead, same with that one that they did. Also, the grill is very similar to Ash vs. Evil Dead. Theirs looks a little bit more kind of prominent, a little more out. Could be. I don't have one in person to see. This is one that I built. Also, they do have a lot of details for the Ash vs. Evil Dead style. Also, this back piece where you put your hand in is very similar to that. Army of Darkness as well. And it's very cool. It's finally there's something for Evil Dead fans. There's been companies out there that had the opportunity to make Ash's Chainsaw. Now, whether they tried to make it affordable so the fans could have it and they could make some money and couldn't do it, or if there's a company that just didn't care. I mean, there's so many Freddy gloves out there, so many Jason masks. Finally, Ash's Chainsaw is getting some kind of recognition from a company. Now, do I like it? So far, yes. What I've seen, yes. Are there things that are not accurate to it? Of course. And it's just one of those things that happens. Now let's go over that. Now on this side, their muffler looks like a 3D printed piece, but that's nothing that can be modified later. I mean, look at HasLab. HasLab made a proton pack. What do people do? They modify it. So that would be something you'd modify. You grit it up and repaint it. I don't know what the paint's gonna be like with that. I have no idea. They do have a 3D printed toggle switch. You see it right there. I'm sure you won't be able to flip it back and forth, but possibly. One thing they didn't have is a pull cord. I'm not sure what they plan on doing with that as well. Now let's talk about a few things that are missing or discrepancies that I've seen. One of them is the positioning of the side handle. Now when the guy's holding it, it's like way up here. It should be back here in between these caps. That's something that they may change, not sure. Again, it's a prototype. Another thing is the size of the bar, the thickness, if you will. Now this is a real bar and chain. Theirs is about 1 inch thick. Now in Ash vs. Evil Dead, there was a thicker bar that had a foam chain. It was a bunch of these Oregon chains stacked together, made into a thicker rubber chain that turned. And that's something they did for the show, just for, they needed to be lightweight, but still look functional. And I have made a bar for one of those chains for the first appearance chainsaw in Ash vs. Evil Dead, which was very cool to do. I didn't do it for the show, I did it for a collector who got it after the show. So I have seen all that stuff in person, saw the chainsaw in person, all that stuff. And it's pretty cool that something that I did, which I remade a bar for that chain, is on that first appearance chainsaw. So that's very, very cool. Another thing that I noticed is the top handle. The top handle on the Syndicate Collectibles is further in. It's like about right here. I don't know if they did that for function. I know they didn't do it for look. I mean, it looks good, but it's too far in. I mean, it is a 3D print, so they may have made it farther in so it doesn't break. The farther out you get, more easier it is for it to break. So that's a possibility. Another thing is the holes on the side. The holes on the side, the only thing I can come up with is the fact it's in pieces. It's one of those things that's in pieces. So those holes are probably for bolts or screws to hold everything together. So that's why that's there. Now, how does this affect independent chainsaw builders? Now, I knew this was coming. I knew this was coming because of what HasLab did with the Proton Pack. Now, I have a friend of mine who does sets for conventions. He does replicas, things like that. He saw that come with HasLab and sold all of his molds. He was a big Proton Pack guy, so all of his molds, because he saw the fact that all these Proton Pack makers who, you know, you have to spend so much money to get a Proton Pack, people were able to save money with the HasLab pack. It was like $400, $500 or something like that. So customers were saving money, and they knew, now I can't make a full Proton Pack for that price point, but a company could. Same thing with chainsaws. That's why, one of the reasons why I retired. It's like, I see this coming. I knew there was a lot of people doing 3D prints, 3D stuff. I'm like, all this, you know, the original home light stuff is gonna go out the window. So that's why I retired initially. So it will affect, depending on the price point, it will affect chainsaw builders. It's just the nature of the game. It will happen. And again, I'm looking at it through the camera right now. I'm gonna change this paint. I'm not a big fan of that paint on that bar. So we'll change that at some point. Will it have a working pull cord? Not quite sure, because they don't have it on that prototype, but it does make sound. That's cool. I'm guessing they're gonna do something with the pull cord. Probably will have a working pull cord. Not sure if they're gonna have a vertical handle, horizontal handle. Not sure. That is accurate to Evil Dead 2, Army of Darkness, and Ash vs. Evil Dead. Each one had multiples. I mean, so let's break that down to a fundamental standpoint. Evil Dead 2, the raised top, vertical handle. The working chainsaw and the workshed, horizontal handle. Let's go to Army of Darkness. Army of Darkness, the working one had a horizontal, the non-working had a vertical. Ash vs. Evil Dead, I know everybody's gonna say everything was horizontal. Not exactly true. Because in season 2, Ash is holding the chainsaw up with this part facing up. Always facing up. And he's holding it like this. Now, when he's wearing the power glove, the power pack is on the top of his hand. Now, this has a horizontal handle, which is when this one does. The top will be level with the power pack. Certain scenes, the power pack's on the side of his arm. So his arm is doing this, power pack over here, top of the chainsaw, top handle is up here. So there was a few vertical, if not just one, maybe two vertical chainsaw or vertical handled chainsaws. So if it has one or the other, both are correct. Something else that's missing from that, again, it's just a prototype, is this clamp right here. It may be something they're gonna add in. I'm not quite sure on that. But what's cool is, it's the same as the HasLab deal. You can get that, you can repaint it, you can modify it, there's things missing or things you want to change. It's gonna be something that you can work with. I really hope they make this a little less thick, the bar that they put on there, but it is what it is. I mean, the side print on it is beautiful. But in general, this is something that Evil Dead fans have been needing for a long time. I mean, seriously, there's companies that make action figures. And there's companies that do make action figures that love Evil Dead. And there's companies that don't. They'll have 8 million of 2 or 3 properties, but yet they can't make a Jake and an Annie Evil Dead 2 action figure. It's because they're not fans of it. They just do the bare minimum just because they have the license and they're asked to do it. How hard is it to make those action figures? Just do it. We need them, okay? Or a Scotty, good grief, an Evil Dead 1 Scotty would be great. It drives me nuts when I see 8 million sci-fi figures of the same stupid thing over and over and over and over and over and over and over. I know you love it, but can you just do these 2? You can do your 8 million of these weird alien figures, but can you just have these 2, please? And if you're in the know, you know. It drives me nuts. It really does. This company releases the same thing over and over and over. Oh, it's a different color. I don't give a shit. I want an Annie and Jake figure. Make it a 2-pack. Just one time. Come on. And put out Scotty, please. Nope, can't do that. Let's go bare minimum, and we're gonna have 8 million of that crap. It just drives me nuts that happens. But it is what it is. At least Syndicate Collectibles is coming out with an Ash chainsaw, and the fans need it. Some people have bucked against it and said, it's not as accurate as it could be. But what is cool, again, it's like the HasLab Proton Pack. You get it. It's very accurate, but you can repaint, you can add things, you can make it however you want. I really want to get my hands on one to do a full review of it, and also to if need be, do a video on modifications to make it more accurate to, let's say, Evil Dead 2, Army of Darkness, or Ash vs. Evil Dead. So it's one of those things to where I hope I'm able to get my hands on one to where I can do a repaint if need be, because you gotta remember, it's gonna be a factory paint kind of deal. Repaint or modification, same thing with that, you know, Hasbro pack. Really looking forward to the release of it. It does make sound, which is very cool. It is better than just getting the Spirit of Halloween chainsaw and modifying that. I mean, for what it is, for what I've seen, it's worth buying, but I don't know the price point value. So, not knowing the price point value, is it worth buying just on looks alone? So far, yes. Price point value, I have no idea. But at the end of the day, it's something the Evil Dead fans need. Syndicate Collectibles, they've done a nice job with everything they've done with Evil Dead so far. And it's cool. It's just cool. I mean, as an Evil Dead fan, this is something that's been needed. So far, when it comes to the best products out there, it's been independent builders. Finally, there's a company that's saying, you know what, we're gonna step up and do this right. I mean, Trick or Treat Studios, they have the Evil Dead 2 dagger. It's good, it's great, and it's the best one that's out there for sale. No joke. We had also, at the same time, the Lineage dagger come out, and then I made a true thin blade version of it. To be honest with you guys, when talking about Evil Dead stuff and stuff that I do, when it comes to my dagger, my Evil Dead 2 dagger, which if you don't know, but that's really all I have. At the end of the day, is it good for Evil Dead fans? Yes. Is it a good version of it? Yes, very much. Is there things that are not accurate? Yes. But again, it's just a prototype. So when they have their final one out, look forward to seeing that and picking that up. And that's all I have for today. Until next time, God bless you and stay groovy.